a lot of things like that. Um, the mid laner actually for UTS and their AD carry have met before at a LAN kind of before this. Had a bit of a conversation, played maybe some solo queue together, and they found out that they actually went to the same uni together, which is kind of cool. You know, um, Choffer is actually, I was just chatting to him. Choffer is a first year student at UTS as well. So that's University of Technology Sydney, and you know, both these guys are kind of just met up and they're just like, yeah, let's just do this for a bit of fun. We do this. Chuffer actually used to play on Your Soul's Child Chuffer and everything like that, and he's seen the higher end of the scene. They did qualify for Autumn Regionals, but they only made it to the round of 8. They didn't really progress on towards Supernova. But Joffrey's with a different team this time. If they put in some hours and some practice, these guys could potentially be looking at a qualification for the Winter Regionals over in Perth if they make the top round of 4.
Absolutely. Of course, we are now getting into Champion Select. This is the finals of Oceanic Gaming Winter Arena. Of course, being banned out right away, Lucian, Blitzcrank, and Morgana.
Yeah, well, Lucian Blitzcrank are obviously targeted bans at this point. So, maybe Grey Fox maybe plays a little Blitzcrank. We did see the Lucian coming out from Whacked earlier in the day.
So then we, of course, Whacked playing that Lucian to its utmost effectiveness, able to very early on he went 4-0 within the laning phase, and he was going up against a Caitlyn, the champion who is meant to completely bully out the lanes. And of course the support was Leona, that hard engage to lock someone down in order to take the poke, and with the team fights as well to initiate them. But Whacked on that Lucian was able to turn things around, able to pick up first blood, and of course second blood as well, and then ended up going with that very early 4-0, was able to get about 1 to 1.5 items ahead of the Caitlyn on University of South Wales. But now we're seeing Orianna, Jax being banned out. That's not a huge surprise. He's such a strong late game carry. Nidalee being banned out by the side of CMS. They do not want those deadly spears to be there. And of course, Thresh being locked in, such a strong support.
Yeah, absolutely. Great for engages. Renekton left on the board, though. They're going to pick that one up to come out from the side of CMS. And, it's going to be a J4 as well. They did run the J4 earlier on, so obviously something that feels comfortable on. But, talk us more through the J4 jungle. It's an interesting one in sort of the current patch.
Yeah, so in the current patch, there were some changes done to J4 to kind of make them basically picked a little bit more often. They wanted to change his kit in order to just be better all the way around. Really what happened is that it kind of put it a little more to help him out in the top lane. But as far as the jungle goes, I think he's an amazing jungler. Being able to use that flag and drag for a knockup causes a lot of displacement as far as team fight goes when it comes to ganking as well. The Cataclysm is very, very good for locking your opponents in place to allow for, if Orianna was available, like a Orianna Shockwave in order to bring people in, but she is banned out this game. So it's basically just locking people down in one place for them to get the most amount of damage. If they're standing in the middle of a Dominus from Renekton, they're taking so much extra damage. I mean, that ultimate really makes them basically a secondary AP carry. But then again, you do have the downside of J4, which is the fact of this Cataclysm. It's that meme, that classic meme, I'm J4, I'm helping, as you lock your team on top of a Tormented Soil, as well as a Soul Shackle.
But if that's an Ezreal pickup, that could be the right thing for going with that J4. Whoa, the Leona as well going to come out. Grey Fox Baby going to be playing that one. And a Vi pickup as well. Hard engage jungler. There's a lot of hard engage right here from both teams. This is going to be an all-out brawl best of 3 finals.
Absolutely, and I am so looking forward to that. I mean, when you get 2 team comps who are just like, I want to engage on you, and it's going to come down to who gets the first, who initiates the engagement, who gets the fight that they want. But even at the same time, if one team engages in one way, there's always that potential for a counter engage. I mean, you do have Thresh who can stop Leona's Zenith Blade by a well-timed flay. At the same time, you can throw down that box if they all jump in on you. But what's more important that I'm seeing here is that LeBlanc is being picked up, and we've seen within the NALCS, we've seen it in All Stars. I think a couple games LeBlanc got through, and as soon as she gets that Deathfire grasp, LeBlanc becomes this giant assassin who goes where she pleases. She's a better Mundo because if you try to stop her, you just die. You need at least two people in order to stop LeBlanc. She has amazing escape. She has amazing gank potential. She has a huge amount of burst. And when she's in the mid lane, she's almost impossible to gank. She's so hard to lock down. And looking at this right now, you have Vi, Caitlyn, as well as LeBlanc. All of them have essentially a built-in escape. Vi with her Volt Breaker and Assault and Battery if she decides to target someone. 90 caliber net on Caitlyn, and LeBlanc has the has her jump. And if they all get locked in that Cataclysm, say all 5 team members get locked into the Cataclysm, that's 3 members who are automatically out of Cataclysm. In addition, if Thresh is in Cataclysm, he can actually flay and get Jarvan out of Cataclysm. So they're all isolated. They're just going to be able to take range damage. And of course, Trundle's going to be able to toss down Subjugate. That's going to stop Renekton from being so incredibly tanky. So, it's just... I love the team comp coming out from UTS with their pick.
Well, going to be that comp locked in, 10 seconds away from revealing summoners. And starting to talk about them. Could be an interesting setup from both teams. So, man, are you excited for this? This is going to be a best of 3 grand final.
Absolutely, man. I'm so excited.
It's going to be legendary.
I can hear it in your voice. You are so excited for it. And it's going to be, as you said, legend. Wait for it. And I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the last part of that is dairy.
Dairy! Woo! No, not legendary. You sure it's not legendary? It's legend non-dairy, but still dairy-ish. If you are lactose intolerant.
Dairy-ish. I said that I hope that they're not lactose intolerant because it works out. It works out. But I mean, I'm looking at these team comps again. Ballsy going to be playing that Lux. We haven't seen Lux played very much in the mid lane at all, basically since season 2, beginning season 3, when that transition between the seasons and the metas actually happened. I'm interested in seeing how Ballsy is going to be going up against Chenny Boy. LeBlanc does have the mobility, and if she can get that chain onto Lux, there's a potential for a whole lot of burst. Initial burst and assassination potential, I would have to say LeBlanc definitely has the advantage. She is able to jump in and out of team fights, in and out on a gank, whereas with Lux, you're looking at, let me land my snare, let me land my AoE, hopefully I can get my ult off in that time as well. And if she's ulting, she's locked down for the most part, and you can actually flash that ultimate. Of course, with LeBlanc, she can just jump out of the way or turn the fight around.
Yeah, I mean, she's got so much mobility. That's the benefit of picking LeBlanc right here. Both those top lanes. I was just going to say, Trundle did have an ignite for about 10 seconds before the summoners got locked in, and then he switched back over to a teleport. But, we're a minute away from getting into this. This is the grand final. This is your Oceanic Gaming Winter Arena. And it's time to talk about these team comps. It's going to be Xora for Team UTS in the top lane, playing the Trundle, flash teleport for him. AKG Sucks playing the Vi in the jungle, smite flash for him. Chenny Boy in that mid lane, ignite flash on the LeBlanc. Chuffa, bot lane, 80 carry. Caitlyn, heal flash. Ludwig, exhaust flash on his Thresh.
Absolutely. And over on the purple side, it's going to be CMS. Whacked and Zed going to be taking that teleport flash in the top lane. Feelings going to try. He's got a good feeling on J4. He's going to smite flash in the jungle. Ballsy taking flash heal in the mid lane, going up against that LeBlanc who's going to have that ignite. Whacked. Going to be in that AD carry down in that bot lane with Flash heal. And of course, Gray Fox Baby on that support, taking Flash ignite rather than exhaust.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that one rolls out. But for now, it's time for us to get into that loading screen. We're going to be getting that through that one quite quickly into this game. I mean, Thresh versus that Leona. I mean, level 1. What does that mean for both of these teams? Where do you expect to be seeing them set up, invade? What's going to happen, Jubilee?
I I like both jungler picks, mostly because they have very good early ganking. Who is it? The odd one has said himself that if you're choosing Vi as a jungler, you want to make a gank around level 4. You want to make a pre-6 gank in order to really start making the impact around the map and helping you out. Because if you secure that kill, that helps you. You get the assist, that helps you. Also helps your lanes because their opponents aren't there. At the same time, over on the side of CMS, J4 has that flag and drag. He's going to be able to get that knockup. And when that happens, it's going to be comboed off of Leona, who has a huge amount of lockdown. You have the Zenith Blade. You have the Shielded Daybreak. There isn't a black shield from Morgana in order to stop that combo. They're going up against a Caitlyn Thresh. Thresh has a ton of engage potential as far as he can flash flay to bring people back. He can use the death sentence in order to pull people, allow for that gank from Vi, who's going to be played by AKG Sucks. And it's just such strong ganky potential early on. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to gank mid early, especially from the side of UTS. LeBlanc is such an important champion to get going, to get ahead very early on. We see it with the play from TSM. We haven't seen the play from TSM as far as roster changes have gone so far, but prior, when Oddwin was still jungler, when X Special was still the support, when Bjergsen was playing the mid lane, Oddwin did a heavy emphasis on getting Bjergsen snowballed early on, especially when he's on the LeBlanc, because as soon as LeBlanc ends up finishing that Deathfire Grasp, LeBlanc can just shove the lane, rotate down into the bot lane or the top lane, make a gank there, either force out a flash or guarantee a kill, and then go back up to the mid lane. And by that time, you'll be there in time to pick up the farm that is being forced into your turret. Just LeBlanc is such an important champion, but also you do have Lux, who has a lot of burst as well. Her ultimate has a huge amount of range. Lux. Her ultimate has a huge amount of range. If she can get to the point close enough to bot lane where she can use that final spark to either secure a kill for herself or put down that little bit of extra damage to allow for Whack to get that last auto attack or that last mystic shot, that's going to help them out as well. But LeBlanc also forces lanes up a little bit faster than Lux. I mean, both of them have strong push potential, strong wave clear, I guess you can say. I mean, LeBlanc with her jump in and out. Of course, Lux with her Lucent Singularity. But I do think LeBlanc is definitely the more important champion to snowball. I would say if I was Jarvan, I would either try to get Renekton snowballed early on to deal with Trundle so that Subjugate doesn't do too much. And if I was Vi, prioritize LeBlanc until she's at the point where she can just burst down anyone.
Well, in the meantime, we're going to have that set up. Grey Fox Baby sitting in the river on that Leona. AKG Sucks. Probably being spotted out. Chuffer's right next to him. But there's general setup and general coverage and wards. And this is a nice position from Sora. I really like this. Look at where he's standing. He grants so much vision over that river. He doesn't even need to throw down his ward when he's sitting there.
Absolutely. It's such good positioning, and with the trinkets being at 30 seconds, it's really important that you get as much vision as possible. because you need to know where your opponents are. That's part of the reason why it's at 30 seconds, in order to try and get an idea of where your jungler is starting. I think the Mystic Shot did land onto AKG Sucks, so they might have an idea that he's going to be starting red buff, and of course over on the other side, it's going to be Feelings starting up that blue buff. They're going to meet in the top lane, but as I said before, it's so important to get that LeBlanc that first blood or just that first kill in her lane so she can get ahead and just bully anyone who comes there.
Absolutely. Well, Trundle Renekton. Trundle gets the benefits of those early trades at the moment. Renekton's going to farm up, but in the bottom lane, it's going to be Chuffer and his support Lord Wick. They're going to be pushing up, looking for that early level 2. Whack taking a lot of damage. Shield of Daybreak from Grey Fox Baby comes back. But Whacked is quite low. Forced to burn that HP potion very early on. And Chuffer trying to provide that pressure. This is going quite well into the side of UTS right now.
Absolutely, and that's one of the advantages of picking a Thresh into a Leona, is the fact that although they're both very strong engaged champions, Thresh does have that range as opposed to Leona, so there's a little bit more harassment that is available, but both sides have hit level 2 and they're going in.
Absolutely, Zenith Blade, but immediately backs out from Grey Fox Baby. Half HP. Ludwig and Chuffer, they continue to take the HP advantages in that bottom lane.
And now in mid lane, it looks as if Chenny
Boy takes a lot of damage from Ballsy. Ballsy playing a good Lux at this point in time, shoves it up to Chenny Boy's turret. Chenny Boy forced to drink that potion to try and get some safety back in that lane. But, you know, Lux, she's kind of that pokey champion. She did hit level 3 a lot earlier as well.
Absolutely, and now with AKG Sucks at level 3, going to be trying to hit that level 4 fairly soon. I would expect to get gank right in the mid lane. Let's get LeBlanc that first kill. Let's get her first blood even better so she can get more gold faster. But what's concerning me is that the Renekton is doing so well in this top lane against Trundle. I mentioned it in the last game that it's so important to do that, but Grey Fox Baby.
Grey Fox Baby, yeah. Burns the heal out from Whacked. Is no longer there to safely defend against the gank, and they're forced to go back 3 minutes. Fire comes in mid. Puts a little bit of pressure on a TF Ballsy. Forced to burn the heal and the flash. And this is all looking in the advantage of UTS. They're just outplaying their opponents in their respective lanes, in those ganks, and everything that's happening on the map.
Mid lane.
Light Binding, loses Singularity in the mid lane. Oh, Ballsy and Feelings. They're going to pick up first blood. That was so close. LeBlanc almost picked that one up. Now back up in the top lane. Sora and Whacked are so very low. Both of them very, very low here. Renekton has the ability to jump up on Trundle and put down that burst. Trundle's just going to back up. He's got that teleport. And he's going to teleport back in.
Yeah, and after that gank down, after the first blood gank in the mid lane, Vi did exactly what she needed to do. Come to the mid lane, try to force out Ballsy to allow the control of the lane to go to Chenny Boy. Chenny Boy, though, got a little bit greedy. Saw the chance in order to secure the kill, but did not know that Feelings was there. And that allowed for that first blood to go in the opposite direction. It was actually Ballsy's shield that saved his life. It was tossed out just at the right moment to mitigate the last little bit of damage that Chenny Boy tried to go out. If it wasn't for that, it would have been a 1-for-1 trade, but with first blood actually going to Chenny Boy. And with that first back, Chalice is going to be completed onto Ballsy. He's going to be able to spam his abilities a lot more. The Lucis Singularity, as well as a Snare, in order to try and lock down Chenny Boy. And he's a little bit behind, but it's a possible engage down the mid lane. Shield of Daybreak landing.
Oh, sorry, down the bot lane, yeah. A little bit of poke back and forth. Ludwig and Whacked are going to be the ones taking all that damage. But returning top as well. It's Trade City up there on the top lane. Renekton looks like he's going for more of a Brutalizer route. But Trundle, he's going for that armor. Java in the fourth is going to be looking for a gank as well. How important is it for these respective junglers to get successful ganks off at different parts of the game? As we actually Whacked is going to engage hard onto Sora. There's the Dominus. They will pick him up with a little bit of health from Feelings. And that was aggression right there. Jarvan finds the second successful gank, and Vi hasn't found one yet.
Absolutely. You are asking about how important is it for the successful ganks to how important it is for the ganks to be successful. I have to say, is incredibly important, especially in that top lane. We mentioned it earlier, and I'll talk about it, but that flash being forced out, why Ludwig getting that out of Grey Fox Baby. But as I was saying, in the previous match, I mentioned how Trundle is a very strong champion. He's been picked up in the top lane to go up against these very tanky, frontline heavy top lane bullies, such as Renekton. Renekton being that safest pick up in the top lane. But it's so necessary for Trundle to win his first engage in order to stay ahead. But there's an engage in the bot lane.
Grey Fox Baby, he's going to get hooked in. He's out of mana at this point in time. Ludwig, they're looking for the bonus ticket damage. There it is! Piltover Peacemaker and an auto attack from Chuffer's Caitlyn. Picks up the Leona. Takes another small advantage in that bottom lane. And, well, he'll be looking to snowball that one on his Caitlyn every day of the week.
Absolutely. And that's really good for Caitlyn. She's going to be able to bully out Ezreal now even more. She's currently sitting on 1,100 gold with 2,000 gold. She has a total of 2.6 thousand gold in the game.
There's the gank at the mid lane. Vaultbreaker, Assault and Battery. Heal comes out from Ballsy. And also the Light Binding, looking for some damage on towards AKG Sucks. Can kite it back out. And now Thresh is here on the background. There's the chains landing from Channy Boy. The Death Sentence fell off as well. The Vaultbreaker, look at that burst damage. But Jarvan the fourth turns it back around with a great Cataclysm to lock down Vi. And now they're going to actually turn it back around with the damage coming in from Channy Boy. Picks up the kill on towards Feelings as J4. And that was a really nice roam from Ludwig right there.
At the same time, the top lane, no Dominus being popped.
Yeah, absolutely. Sora going very low. Doesn't have any mana left, and that Subjugate not around. And that means the Whacked can absolutely bully him out right there. Takes a kill. Chuffer in the bottom lane left alone. You mentioned in that last couple games that leaving an AD carry alone in the bottom lane is risky business, and it's finally time for Whacked and Grey Fox Baby to take an advantage.
Yeah, but we are going to have Ludwig starting to come back in game. But I mean, you do have Chuffer. He is extremely low. I just want to recap off that previous play. The gank in the mid lane allows LeBlanc to pick up that needlessly large rod. That's already a huge item towards that Deathfire Grasp. That's going to allow for a lot more burst potential. In addition, she's now 2-1 as opposed to 0-1-2 on her opponent, Ballsy. So LeBlanc is getting to a position where she really wants to be, but the Volt Breaker forcing out the flash from Whacked and Zed up in the top lane. And LeBlanc now going to be starting to looking to make roams. We saw Ludwig guarantee that double kill there in the mid lane, roaming from the bot lane. It was unfortunate that they left Chuffer alone, but that is a little bit more experience going towards Chuffer. It's not split up between two people, but she can get pressured out in the lane. But with LeBlanc being 2-0 and this close to a Deathfire Grasp, she's currently has in the bank 3,100 gold. They're gonna try and increase this gold lead from the side of CMS, though. They're making this play for Dragon, and maybe AKG Sucks is gonna go for a steal.
Whoa, Chenny Boy coming in. It's going to be picked up by the flag coming out from Jarvan. Chenny Boy's so low. Ezra's going to flash forward, looking for some more Mystic shots. The body blocking starting to come in from AKG Sucks. Great blocking on that Mystic shot. Feelings. Oh, the final spark doesn't quite clean it up. AKG Sucks so low. Solar Flare comes out. Vault Breaker's a little bit further away just to provide that safety. And he's going to walk out of there totally alive.
Absolutely, but they're going to continue to try to go in.
Oh, there is the Cataclysm. They're still looking for it. Assault and Batter comes out. Feeling so low. Will be picked up. And now Chuffer's Caitlyn is just destroying Grey Fox Baby. And one more auto attack does it for Chuffer right there. And 2 kills traded for that dragon. And, well, is it worth it? I mean,
Renekton's going in hard.
Absolutely. Sora, look at him. He's so low health. Whackton's, he's starting to find that advantage up in the top lane. Went for that Brutalizer option first as well. Then picks up a pickaxe. He's looking for not only the Brutalizer, but also that Ravenous Hydra.
Absolutely. And he's just split pushing now. I mean, the top laners have been basically left on their own island, and Whacked and Zed is just doing such an amazing job just being a classic Renekton. He is being a huge bully in the lane. He is going to be working towards that Tiamat. I mean, Renekton does have a little bit of a weak wave clear, but he ends up getting that second tier turret, and he's going to get away, but Sora wants blood with the help of Vi.
Yeah, I can't quite find that one. And that is going to be a Crocodile backing up towards the river. But now on towards that bottom lane, the owner's looking aggressive on towards Chuffer, and she's going to get pulled back in, and in comes that the box as well. Great final spark, and now the ace in the hole coming back on towards Ezreal. That's going to be the teleport coming in. Sora's down here just to make sure that his team's totally fine. But Chuffa is 4-0 and 0 on this Caitlyn. There is a BF sword, only counted out by a Sheen and a Vampiric Scepter. Chuffa is so big right now.
Absolutely, and it's so far ahead, and I do like the teleport that came out from XRO. XRO was teleporting down just in time, just in case something went wrong for that gank, but it actually paid off in the end, and it was a very, very good call to actually continue the teleport instead of canceling it, because they were able to get that outer bot lane turret. Stay there, push with the ADC, because if you stay top lane, Renekton's just going to kill him once again. He is at a chain vest. He is sitting only on 700 gold, so he doesn't even have enough to get that the Giant's Belt to try and work towards a Sunfire Cape, or even really have enough to get that Giant's Belt to work towards a Randuin. He wants to get tanky, and he's not at the point where he can actually build a Bilgewater Cutlass into a Blade of the Ruin King in order to try and be doing some damage, which we classically see on a Trundle. They build Blade of the Ruin King, and then basically go tanky after that. Incredibly hard to deal with, and they're just like another split pusher. But Whacked and Zed does such a good job.
Oh,
shut him down.
Battery and a ballsy in the mid lane, followed up with a Death Sentence, and that is one dead Lux. There's now 3 members here as well, and they can leave Chuffa bot lane and have him deal out with Whacked, and they can take this mid lane turret all at the same time.
Absolutely, and looking at the gold, there's only a 200 gold difference. But now, another engage.
Absolutely, Renekton comes from the side. Do they have the damage on the Whacked? AKG sucks, is going to burst out. Solarflare hits no one. Ludwig now is trapped in there with a Renekton, Crocodile, the Sun, and the King, or the Prince of Demacia. That's not really where you want to be trapped.
Absolutely not. I mean, that was just a really, really good rotation, and now the flag being dropped out, but that is the 90 caliber net that lands in order to try to get away, but that's what eventually the really, really good rotation coming from CMS. Able to turn things around on that initial gank. That was, they were able to take down Bullseye, but they ended up taking out both Chenny Boy, AKG Sucks, as well as Ludwig. That was a 3-for-1 trade in the end. Definitely benefited them, but as I was mentioning, the gold lead isn't that much of a difference. There's only 1,000 gold difference. The first dragon went in favor of CMS. CMS has 2 turrets to their name, as opposed to the 1 turret for UTS. It's so incredibly even, and I'm surprised that it's that way, considering that there's so many objectives down. I mean, the kill difference is only 1 in favor of UTS, but this match is just so incredibly even. But right now, CMS is just doing an amazing job of just rotating. But now, with the Fiendish Codex completed onto LeBlanc, it's 10% cooldown reduction. It's a little bit more damage. Going to be working towards that Deathfire Grass. As soon as that happens, I'm sorry, but LeBlanc is going to be a high priority target.
Final Spark forced out in the mid lane to try and prevent this turret from going down, but it's going down regardless. And now the next objective could potentially be that dragon. Oh, they're looking for Whacked and Zed's Renekton. He goes the opposite way. Vault Breaker, all the skill shots missing, but Assault and Battery comes out. Still looking to run away flashes. And the Subjugate ticking, but they're not quite going to be able to pick up that Crocodile this time. A lot burned right there, especially with the dragon up in 30 seconds.
Absolutely, but there's the Solar Flare.
Gets caught in the middle of that. Zenith Blade and straight on towards him. And the True Shot Barrage, J4 is going to Cataclysm to pick up that kill, but Whacked, look how low he is. He is no long for the world. Caitlyn to pick up that kill with the auto attack. Jenny Boy goes down to Lux. And now AKG Sucks get caught. So does Chuffa. This could be trouble right here for UCS. Dive underneath the turret. They finally do pick up AKG Sucks. Took them a little bit of time, but it's only going to be Caitlyn and Trundle trying to defend this turret against 4 people. And CMS, they take another turret.
So that's just continuing to boost their gold lead. Like I mentioned earlier, it was only a 1,000 gold difference. But now it is a 2,000 gold difference. With Dragon up and CMS making the move towards this, it's just going to boost the gold lead even more. They right now, UTS can't contest this. It's dropping way too fast, and they don't have a smite available because AKG Sucks was in base. So now that's increased it. It's now a 3,000 gold difference between the 2 teams. And
It's just those small objectives, those small inches, inch it out inch by inch.
Yeah, inch by inch, they're slowly starting to get ahead. Actually, slowly maintaining to get ahead, slowly increasing the lead that they have. Deathfire graphs, though, completed on Chenny Boy. I want to see, I'm expecting to see, I am hoping to see some really, really good LeBlanc plays, especially since both mid lane towers are down. With Bilgewater Cutlass is completed onto Xora, but I don't know if
Chenny
that was
boy.
the wisest choice.
Sorry, which item are you saying there?
The Bilgewater Cutlass has been completed onto Trundle. I mean, it's going to help him with trading, but right now he's so incredibly far behind. If we're looking at the farm between the top laners, it's 90 to 128. It's a huge difference. On top of that, 2 kills in favor of Renekton. Renekton is working towards that Sunfire Cape. He does have the Phage, sorry, the Brutalizer as well. He is so incredibly strong right now. We saw in the engage in the mid lane how he just kind of went in, ulted, and took Vi down. In addition, there was also he baited out 3 ultimates before that mid lane turret on the side of UTS went down. He baited out the box. He got the assault and battery on him, and he also had the subjugate put on him as well. That's 3 ultimates down that weren't available in that fight, and then J4 was just free to use Cataclysm and everybody else to follow up on it. Of course, the True Shot Barrage doing a massive amount of damage as well. And Whacked is working towards that Trinity Force. Already has the Phage, already has the Sheen. I'm surprised that he didn't go with the Bloodthirster and then completed the Trinity Force. It's something we usually see. Instead, he decided to go Trinity Force first in order to get that Sheen proc. There's the final spark, though. And just clearing out that wave. Right now, CMS is in control of this game. Gold-wise, kill-wise, rotation-wise, and just sheer power coming out from Whacked and Zed up in the top lane.
Well, that Renekton has finally been forced to go into a tankier build path to finally see him picking up a Giant Spell. And that Sunfire, sorry, the Chain Vest as well. But picking up both a Tiamat and a Brutalizer, that's aggressive. He knew he could win that matchup.
Absolutely. And I just want to bring the attention up to this top lane where Renekton and Trundle, they're still trading. We saw this before. We saw it very early on in the game. That's how Wackens, he got that tier 2 turret. Xora cannot trade with him, but there's the teleport straight into the
Solar Flare's going to come down. It is going to hit Chuff, but can he grab the lance? And is he going to go down? Yes, he will! The damage was there, and now this will be the disengage. Box comes out as a zoning tool. Death Sentence doesn't find Grey Fox, baby. He's looking for some more engage. Has to keep back with the team. That was a great teleport on the side as well from Whacked Z. He was looking to be there with the team. They picked their opportunity. They went for it, and they got that kill from CMS.
Absolutely. Now they're making a rotation. They're going to be clearing out these wards. They spot off that pink ward. They're starting Baron right now. This is such a risky call. There is only Chuffer who is down, who's going to be up in 5 seconds. There's a Smite contesting here from AKG Sucks, but there's the pillar. They're going for another engage.
As Subjugate's come down, Sora's going to be the focus. Whacked Z goes so low, he's still living through this one. They finally pick him up, but they're going to trade it for Trundle. Feelings is very low as well. Chenny Boy is trying to run now. They've picked up 2 kills for the side of UTS. Is there going to be anyone going down? Yes, Ludwig is going to get comboed up. Will go down, so it's 2 for 2 at the moment. Oh, the Mystic Shot from Whacked. We'll find that LeBlanc. It's now going to be 3-4-2. AKG Sucks so low. Heal forced out from Chuffer to keep him alive. Zenith Blade does miss, and now Chuffer is just turning it back around with the auto attack damage. Light Binding going to miss from Ballsy, and everything. Solar Flare missing on a Chuffer. He is just doing so much auto attack damage. This is one person dodging so many skill shots. Oh, he's going to dodge that Light Binding with the flash. Will not dodge the Zenith Blade this time. He's in trouble, but now coming teleport. Oh, Sora, but the Piltover Peacemaker cleans up. And Grey Fox, baby, picks up that kill. That was such a nice set of dodges from Chuffer. That is some solo queue showcasing right there. That was so well played.
Absolutely. But still, it ended up going down in the end. And it's still that fight went heavily into CMS's favor. Baiting out the Baron was absolutely perfect. It was such a risky move, and we saw in the previous match where they actually did a risky Baron call as well, and they baited University of South Wales into the Baron pit in order for Baron to do added damage to the opponents. But in this game, they did it disengaged and got a massive amount of kills. There was a lot of ultimates that were blown earlier on, And now there's another engage on the Grey Fox.
Oh, LeBlanc gets that double ethereal change from the Mimic, but it's going to be no engage. It was too risky, too deep into the jungle of CMS. And UTS, rightly, they make the call to back off there.
Absolutely. They need to play a little bit safer now. So they can just keep a steady pressure on the map. And surprisingly, Whacked actually didn't go for a Bloodthirster. I mentioned earlier that I'm surprised that he went Trinity Force first instead of Bloodthirster, where usually you see a Bloodthirster and then Trinity Force. He didn't even complete the Bloodthirster yet. He just went straight to Last Whisper. So he is relying heavily on that Trinity Force damage. Of course, Trinity Force does give you a ton of damage, and what he should do is build a second one, because we all know those passives do stack. But we see another engage up in the top lane. Renekton's doing such a huge job up here. Whacked and Zed. There's no one that can 1v1 Whacked and Zed right now.
Nope, absolutely, Caitlyn. We'll be starting to itemize up for that one. Getting stronger, but you mentioned it. Trinity Force Last Whisper. Is this because Whack got so far behind in that lane phase?
Yeah. Whacked... It's hard to say. Usually whenever you're falling behind, you do still want to go with a Bloodthirster, because it's a relatively cheap item, and you're still putting out damage and you're getting that sustain. If you're falling behind, you have to have the sustain because you're going to be bullied in lane. But with the successful ganks coming down bot lane, and of course the roaming ganks as well, and with how much global pressure they had and the global objectives it's been taking, it's been increasing his gold. But still, I'm very, very surprised that they still haven't completed that Bloodthirster. It's still a very, very important item to that Rainbow build for Ezreal. We saw that with the Deathfire Grasp from LeBlanc trying to burst Grey Fox baby, but it just didn't work. That Eclipse gives you so much extra resistance, and not at the point where you can get that full burst combo. It's currently... She has 6,000 gold in the bank, only sitting on 66, so she's going to be working towards that next item, but the Subjugate going down in the top lane.
Absolutely, and up comes Thresh, and finally Trundle feels like he has the ability to duel that. Renekton Dominus comes down, and now Ludwig's going to be the focus, but the rest of the team is here, and there it is! Salt Battery comes out, but it's not needed. LeBlanc picks up that kill, and suddenly UTS, they just find what they were looking for, find a turret, a pick, and now they're going to be forced to back away. They haven't got the ultimates left to deal with this.
Yeah, that Assault and Battery was a little bit of a waste, for lack of a better term, but they're looking to go in once again. There's
they hook onto Feelings, but that's dragging him towards the team. He jumps on a Chuffa. Chuffa will get away. Grey Fox may be going very low to Chenny Boy. Chenny Boy's trying to pick him up. Oh, the binding as well coming out. They will trade LeBlanc for Leona, but that's a support for an AP carry. And Chuffa's doing what he can. We'll get the flag and drag on towards him. Oh, the built up Peacemaker barely not picking up Ballsy. Ballsy does get Destinance. Thresh is going to fly over the wall, but the heal coming out for Ballsy means that they will be able to drill out the Thresh. That was so well baited out. And now the TP coming in from Whacked. Look at the damage that Whacked is able to put down on a Trundle, and he picks up the double kill. That is going to be ace. This could be Baron. What? No way. UTS, they make a mistake, and CMS are about to make them pay for it with the Baron.
Absolutely. This is a really, really good call by CMS. In that last fight, Whacked was not touched for the first 3 kills. There were only 2 people remaining, and those were, it was going to be Vi as well as Trundle, who are trying to chase him out. But he's so incredibly far ahead right now. I mean, there is the Randuin's that's completed onto Trundle, but he went with that Bilgewater Cutlass instead of that early tankiness, which I think he should have done. And with the Last Whisper, he's able to cut straight through that. Trinity Force gives you that Sheen proc, so he's doing a little bit of extra damage. Vi, not able to do anything from the mobility. And she was taken down extremely low from that previous fight. And with the ultimates down from the simple 1-kill engage onto Whacked and Zed, that left it open for CMS to do a huge engage, which we saw. There was a death sentence onto Feelings. Like, they didn't really want it. They didn't see a great opening for an engage to try and turn it around in their favor after Whacked and Zed did go down. But that death sentence, Feelings was just like, you know what? I got a good notion about this. I'm just going to go ahead and go in. Ults in, the final spark, the True Shot Barrage, hitting a lot of people, doing huge amounts of damage. And then it turned into an ace with Whacked not getting touched And with him not getting touched means a lot of damage is still going to be coming out. That rotates into Baron, and that means a tier 2 mid lane turret as well.
Absolutely, and look at the gold lead right now. CMS are playing so well. But is this going to be defense? Chenny Boy is coming from the side. He's looking for an engage. He wants to get onto anyone he potentially can. And Death Sentence will go out onto Whacked Zen. A little bit of poke damage from Caitlyn. She does now have that Last Whisper as well. Oh, the Ethereal changed on the Blanc. They will lock down Feelings. This is the potential for an engage. Light Binding again, missing Death Sentence. Everything's being fired off. Both teams want to fight at this point. Oh, Chenny Boy goes deep looking for Whacked. Will find a lot of his HP bar, but now Feelings chooses looking at time to engage. Oh, look at that final spark. Does so much damage now. AKG sucks. It's just going to get taken out. Sora is very low as well. They're doing whatever they can towards him. Man, look at that damage. Oh, Whacked. He's looking for it. Not quite going to find it, but look at what, CMS were able to do that fight. That final spark True Shot Barrage combo, that hit so many people and just deleted HP bars.
Absolutely. Like, look at the AoE damage that is coming from CMS. You have Whacked NZ. As soon as he uses Dominus, he's essentially another AP carry. There's a lot of damage that comes out from him. In addition, you have the Cataclysm. Going to try to lock everyone up into one place, and as soon as they're locked up into one place, you're going to have Final Spark and True Shot Barrage. That's going to hit at least 2 people. In the previous fight, both of those hit 4 people, doing a ton amount of damage. There were only 2 people on the side of UTS who survived that previous game. And, after all that, in addition to the Cataclysm, you have the Solar Flare, the ultimate from Grey Fox Baby. Just able to do even more damage on that on top of the AoE that's already out there. CMS, such a strong team, and they are just showing how well they can play and that they earned this spot in the finals.
Well, Dragon's going to be spawning in 30 seconds, but not sure if it's going to be contested at all. And Inhib, so important, breaking that base. It's now broken, and CMS, they can continue to look to put pain onto the last remaining structures from the team of UTS.
Absolutely. UTS, it's so hard for them right now. They're behind just about a little over 10,000. So they're at 11,000 gold deficit right now. And with that mid lane inhibitor down, that means that lane's going to be pushing itself. Dragon's live, CMS at this point don't actually need Dragon, but it doesn't hurt to increase their gold lead, and that just boosts it out even more. 55,000 to 42,000 in the gold difference. Hydra still hasn't been completed on Whackton, but he does it!
Oh, Chenny Boy forced to flash away from that final spark. Will dodge it out. Now a cooldown. Solar Flare comes out, misses everyone. Sora is going to be the focus. Cutting back is Chuffer. He will get out of there, but look at that True Shot Barrage. Chuffer's in trouble. Can they find the damage? They're trying to turn it back around right now from UTS. Don't think they can. Feelings is going to be going deep. He's still looking for that kill on towards Chuffer. Chasing so deep. Vi just can't even engage anymore. She just gets taken out. Whacked. Goes deep. Finds now that Chuffer. They pick up Sora in the mid lane as well. It's going to be LeBlanc and Thresh, the only 2 left alive. Oh, Leona does find Ludwig. Ezreal finds the triple kill. And that is going to be the Nexus going down. The GG's coming out into the chat from UTS. Look at this. CMS just so confident. They're just able to just play around UTS. Oh, they're still looking for kills. Oh, the final spark will find it. Renekton gets executed, but it's going to be that last kill. The ace picked up. They're going to find this last Nexus turret. The surrender comes out. And UTS, they surrender game 1 just after it's about to be finished up. CMS playing so strong. Where do UTS take this game 1? What do they have to do from here?
Do you want a complicated answer, or do you want a simple answer?
I want everything that you